This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. It's Fight Camp, it's week 2. I'm joined by an IFL favourite in Mr. Tony Bellew.
That's a bit strong, but go ahead, lad, fire away. What do you want to know?
How are you, first of all?
I'm alright, mate. Cracking on. Busy, non-stop. Non-stop, mate. I was literally about to go to sleep.
You were about to go to sleep, and then you actually went to sleep, and then forgot that you had to do an interview with me. You didn't have to.
You just said it.
You said that you would do one. Is that better?
You just said I had to, so I come down here because I had to. So I'm trying.
If people can hear pads in the background, that's because I think Fabio Wardley's training over there, etc.
Just having a little shake out before the weigh-in. Another good prospect. Heavyweight division starting to light up domestically. I like it. Heavyweight division's been missing for a long time domestically. You know, where we've had rivalries, fight the guys who can all fight, and yeah, it's nice to see.
Let's jump straight into it. What will it mean to Jazza Dickens to finally win a world title, have his hand raised over Galahad, especially after what happened 8 years ago, which is kind of irrelevant now, but to Dickens, what will that mean to him?
Fighter's dream, Cougs. Every fighter's dream is winning a world title on a big stage. This is a big platform, big stage. It's a dream come true. So I'm wishing it couldn't happen to a better person. A lad who's been through the mill, mate. An amazing story. If they made the film on Jazza, people would say you can't do that, it's too unrealistic. So, and he's come through it to the other side, and you know, fingers crossed, mate, he does it sadly. I think he is, but I don't want to sound too biased. But you know, style for style, I think he can do it. Yes, he's lost in the past, completely different fighter now. I just think he's improved an awful lot, beat some good names recently, you know. But how do he beat? Last time out, well, not last time out, the time before that, in the semi-final of the Golden Contract Tournament, he's now world champion. Defeated Walsh easily enough. He's just gone from strength to strength, and he's someone who adapts and has variation in his game. He's not someone who fights the same way every time. He adapts all the time. He's always improving. Student of the game. He's just such a good person, mate. I couldn't wish it on a nicer person. There's not a person with a bad word to say out there about Jazza Dickens, and if you've got a bad word to say about him, you're a weirdo and a freak yourself.
Having been, or having a bit of stick over the past, whatever, for being too emotionally involved with certain fighters while you're working for broadcasters, you're obviously working for DAZN this weekend. How do you keep your emotions out of it publicly?
My emotions won't play a part on Saturday night. I'll judge the fight for exactly what it is. I'm not a commentator on the fight, which is very important. I'm an analyst for the pre and post fight, so I will break down both fighters very evenly. Obviously, I would like Jazza Dickens to win, but that doesn't bear any kind of relevance to what's going to happen in the fight. It doesn't bear any kind of relevance to how each fighter has to go about winning this fight. I can say what I think will happen, doesn't mean it's going to happen. I can say what I think Barry Awad's going to do, doesn't mean he's going to do it. I can say what I think Jazza Dickens doesn't mean he's going to do it. He's got both teams got their own game plans. It's just an opinion. What I have means absolutely nothing. Told you this before, tell you it again. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one.
Yeah, but ultimately you're being employed for your opinion. So and people do take note of that. People that kind of follow you and support you.
And it will be unbiased. If Jazza Dickens does not follow the game plan on Saturday night, he's going to lose this fight. He has to follow the game plan that his team, Georgie Vaughan, Derry Matthews, have set out for him. He's got to follow it. If he doesn't, he's going to lose. Simple as that. He knows what he's got to do. His team knows what he's got to do. I'm hoping he does what he needs to do. And then, lo and behold, he becomes world champion. He achieves the ultimate goal and dream. I've been attached to a number of fights over the years in different ways. The last time I was emotionally attached to a fight and he was fighting was obviously Derek Chisora versus Alexander Usyk, and everybody made a big fuss and screaming that I was saying certain things that I didn't say. I screamed and roared and cheered for Bellew, as he did for me every time I got in the ring. I was asked to work the broadcast. I worked it. I don't pick the broadcast team who's working with me and for me. I kind of got thrown under the bus after that one. But it is what it is, mate. You know, I don't blame anyone individually, to be honest. Everyone knows what you get when you've got me. You know what you're getting. You're getting an honest pundit who's gonna say what he sees and speaks his emotions, and you're literally gonna get that. If you don't like it, don't ask me to work. Simple. I don't really care. Doesn't bother me in the slightest, Cougs. You know what you're gonna get. I won't be screaming and shouting for Jazza at the top of my voice. I'll cheer him on, obviously, as now and again, but I don't look at it in the same way as other fighters and other fights. I have no worry with Jazza going into this fight. I have no real concerns because he does everything right. He lives the life, KUGAN. So, and that's all I can ask. He lives the life. He's not a boxer one week and then a lunatic the next. He's a fighter 365 days of the year. He's a brilliant fighter and an even better person. So I'm just wishing him well, mate. I'm really wishing him well. But Saturday night, I'll put a non-biased cap on like Barry Awad and didn't want to do an interview with me today, and I fully get that. 100%. I wouldn't want to.
What was the reason you were told for that?
I didn't know it, but I fully understood it, and I respect that. But we shook hands after this interview. I get on well with Barry. I think his trainer's a bit of a plant pot and a bit odd. Any man who plays a guitar in his underpants has got to be odd. So, but it is what it is. I know everyone sees eye to eye. Not everyone likes me. People think I'm a tit. People think I'm a mouthy gobshite. People think I'm a prick. Sound, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. Good on you. But, if everyone likes you, that's not good.
Interesting comment.
It is, mate. You can't be liked by everyone. If you're liked by everyone, you're a mug.
I think the expression is a friend to everyone is a friend to no one.
I haven't got a clue what the expression is, as you can obviously see. I don't give a shit, but you can't be everybody. If you're everybody's cup of tea, you're a mug. So,
interesting. Saturday night should be eventful. There's 3 heavyweight fights. We got Bridges and Beck Connolly. We've got Akib Fiaz. It's going to deliver drama Saturday night.
Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. Webb and Wardley. Listen, the 3 co-main event, the 3 fights building up could all be over in a round. That's not even messing around. They could be literally over 1 round each, 1 round apiece. That's going to give Eddie a few palpitations. He doesn't need that. And the zone are going to be sweating. Literally, I'll just get in the ring and do some pads or something. I mean, people watching me on the pads can see that I'm a fat mess and I'm not very good anymore. But that should make good viewing. And just build up the fight, man. Just let Barry and Jazza get in there and fight. It's a brilliant fight, mate. It's a brilliant fight. Proper 50-50. Got a bit of history. It's got everything. It's really got everything. And as I said, I just want to see Jazza crown me as a world champion. It'll mean so much to me. It really would. It's just it's not about me. It's about just him becoming world champion. And you just don't understand, Cougs, that background and life this boy's come from. He's come from hard times, Hard times is an understatement. As I said before, you made a movie on Jazza's life, they'd say take it away, it's unrealistic. No, not possible that someone could get through that. He's got through it, mate. And he's out the other side, and he's going to be a world champion Saturday.
Well, Saturday should be eventful. Weighing obviously later on today by the time this interview goes out.
Prospect outside of me stable, Babachon. Outside of my own personal stable.
A little bit of you in him and all.
Which is my favourite, mate. I love Babbage. He's great. He's just great. Put a camera on and just push play on him. You need to just follow him around for 24 hours.
It's like you though, isn't it?
I don't know about me, mate. I don't know.
But you understood the second part of boxing to sell it, and Babbage knows that as well.
I understood the act that you've got to sell 100%, but I don't actually think he's selling me, Cougs. I think he's just nuts, and that's why I love him even more. He's just great. As I say, put a camera on him, follow him for 24 hours. I reckon he has 2 straighteners a day. And he's never lost one yet, I don't think. He's great.
Well, I hope not. Do you know when fighters retire and like after a few months or maybe a couple of years? What? Well, hold on. What I was going to say is sometimes from an outside perspective, we can kind of gauge if that person, like, for the first year after Froch retired, I think Froch probably thought to himself as well that he could have fought. He was close to a fight with Chavez Jr. But with you, I've always thought, even though you've been retired now for a little while, I always think with you that I don't know. I just get that there's something in you that you. I don't know, like if it was offered to you that you'd consider it. I don't know, I might be talking bollocks here.
Months, mate. It's as soon as the first few months of retiring, I just want to just everything to just go away. Because after the David A fight, you know, after the movie Creed, I become world champion. I fight David A twice. I'm just everywhere, and everyone wants a piece. And I got really fed up of it, and I had enough. And I just literally, when I was done that interview, I post-fight said I just want to disappear, I've had enough. I literally did, that's how I felt. I took basically a year away. I think I attended 1, maybe 2 fights in the first year I was away. I think it was Del Boy and Takam. I was in the dressing room with Del for that. I always support Del, he's always supported me. And then I worked a gig towards the end of the year. So no one see me for like a year. And then after it, you're like, I half want to not be in the boxing fraternity and be in the boxing, but I've got to do something. I'm just going to go nuts in the house. I've done that SAS show. Made me realise that there was things going on in my mind, in my head, and that I had issues, as everyone else does. I don't, you know, make a big deal out of them, I just get on with it. But I had things going on, and you just, ultimately, I've been doing something for 20 years, and I wake up one morning and it's gone. It's just gone. You don't do it no more. Don't punch people no more. And you have to figure out what you're going to do. I'm 36 years old. And what do I do? And everyone goes, oh, you got the money, you got the... It's not... It stopped being about the money after I beat David A. So, you know, I don't really care about money. I have no real care for money. Which is a nice problem not to have. I'm not saying it's not, but what am I doing day to day? I'm just a fat retired boxer. That's all you are. And you just got to figure it out and find your way. It's so hard. It's so hard because, like, if you just wake up tomorrow and someone says you don't interview people no more, what are you going to do, Cougs? Says tomorrow, you wake up tomorrow and go, you don't interview people no more.
To be honest, I have no fucking idea. No. I generally don't. I don't know, I'd consider probably getting, I don't know, if I've obviously got money and fucking live.
You just wake up tomorrow and you just go, don't interview people no more, your IFL's being burnt to the ground. That's exactly what happened to me. And it was great for the first few months because you're like, well, I'm just going to enjoy getting fat and I'm going to spend time with my family. Okay, well, you do that for 12 months. And then you're like, I've got to do something myself. But before you know it, you found yourself in a rut. And the rut is consistently, I didn't want to train no more because I've been training for my whole life, my whole adult life. And then you're like, so what's the work you want to do? And then Sky comes to you saying, do this one, do that one, do the box office events. And you're like, okay, well, I'll pick and choose what events I want to do. I'm not going to be told where to be and what to be. And then after a while, I was like, okay, yeah, but I didn't really enjoy that because I don't really feel like I had any freedom to be me. And then you just try and better yourself all the time. So then I started trying to get in shape again and then do different things. And then that's when I thought about I could actually fight. But then I promised I would stop. So why would I fight? So I don't make promises and not keep them. So yeah, you just learn to change, learn to move. And it's just about progression and trying to be happy with yourself. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm the furthest thing from it possible. But ultimately, you're just trying to create a lifestyle and a regime and a stability that can keep moving and keep progressing. And that's so hard to do at 36. Because people are in the prime and the peak of 36, you know, doing the jobs, getting the best of what they're doing. I was literally finishing something I've been doing for 20 years at 36. My career's over. And no one cares, mate. No one cares. No one gives a shit. All you want to do is verbal, yeah. It's lovely, and I'm honoured when people see me say, you had a great career, well done, you was amazing. Will you fight again? And I'm like, no, but everything goes. And this is what boxers... I really understood upon retiring after them first 12 months how boxers end up in such a sad place. I'm very fortunate that I've got a boss missus, a boss wife, a lovely set of kids, good parents, good family, good friends, because without them, you just end up in a mess, in a state. You really would. I can understand it. And I've never been one who go, well, it's because of, you know, the fame and the adulation and all that. Nah, that doesn't ask. I just like fighting. I've just been very fortunate. I've been paid loads of dough to do it. But I love fighting, and that's what, when that's just taken away, there's nothing. But what is that? There's nothing. So you'd have to figure a way out of it, and just find something to do, or find something that feels, that you feel better about doing, or that makes you better, whatever it is. Just find what makes you.
I'm not even talking about fighting now. I'm talking about right now. Do you think that you could, whether you want to or not, could you do a camp first of all? Could you put yourself through a camp?
It's hard, man. A camp's hard because a camp's 12 weeks. A camp's long. I could fight 100%, and I could beat some good fighters purely because of my brain, my boxing brain. These guys don't think things through. They don't adapt in a boxing ring. I could beat some decent fighters, yeah. But could I be the best? No. 12-week camp would be a big ask. I don't know. I think I'd know after about 6 weeks in. And the answer probably wouldn't be good. But I'm training really hard at the minute, doing different types of training though. So it's really high intensity interval training. But it's really hard. And then I'm doing weights as well at the same time. So when I got COVID after the England match, I was in a bad way. Like I gained about a stone of muscle over the space of 3 or 4 months. It's gone. So now I'm like skinny fat again, whereas I gained the muscle. But you've just got to keep adapting and just in your training. The kid who I trained with, Luke Shredfast, he's brilliant. He's really good at what he does, man. It's not that he's reinvented the wheel. It's so hard it can't not work, but it's the way he does it. It's different. So I've learned different things as well. And you just have to adapt, like, you have to find what makes you happy. I don't really like training, I'm not going to lie. But then I don't like what I see in the mirror if I don't do something. And when you're looking in that's the one person in the world you can't lie to, yourself. You can kid the bollocks of everyone else and tell everyone else what they want to hear. You can't lie to yourself.
I asked you the other day, just a little like off-key comment off camera, because you've always been honest, even when you were fighting, you were honest about kind of who you think you'd beat and who was too big for you, and etc. etc. I asked you about Andy Ruiz. I said, do you think now, if you went into like a 4-month camp or 3-month camp, would you beat Andy Ruiz? And I think you said to me, if it went within the first kind of 7-8 rounds, yes. After that, probably not.
Yeah, I think he'd catch up with me, his big ass, and get me in the end. But I would make an absolute fucking fool of someone like him for 8 rounds.
Even now?
Yeah. My feet's better than his. Simple as that. My feet's better than his. So, there's very few with better feet than me. Unfortunately, Alexander Usyk was the one who did have better feet than me, and I paid the heavy price for that. But yeah, very few had better feet than me. I mean, I actually genuinely believe he was the only one who did. Adonis Stevenson had really good feet as well. It's his judgment of distance. That's what it is with a lot of fighters, the judgment of distance. But ultimately, it's your feet that get you there and back. And them two had really good feet. Exceptional, to be honest. Usyk was on another planet. If I had the same energy, I'm not even going to say, because I've just opened a hole for myself, but yeah, I was at my very peak and best when I fought Usyk. No excuses. He was the best. He was brilliant. His feet were exceptional. So, you know, it's extremely difficult to break fighters down when you've got feet as good as his. If you've got a really good base and feet, it's the key to everything. We were taught that in Rotunda. Jimmy Albertina instilled that in all of us, and all the coaches at Rotunda. John Doolan, Mick McAllister, John Wignall, John Warburton, all the names. Yeah, Krach, loads of them. Declan's now coaching. it was instilled in all of us, feet, and we adapted and we adjusted, but everything came from the floor up, and that's how you make brilliant fighters. There's not a fighter who's ever lived who didn't have great feet. No legend, there's no legends out there that have great boxing who didn't have great feet, every single one of them.
Final question for you. Well, obviously we've got AJ and Usyk coming up on the 25th of September. Is Usyk the hardest and most skilled fighter, you could answer it in two different ways, that AJ would have faced in the ring?
I've been saying it. This is the best boxer he's ever going to face in a boxing ring. The best natural boxer, without a shadow of a doubt. Not potentially his hardest fight, because in Tyson Fury's potentially his hardest fight. But the best boxer he'll ever face, yes. For what he's capable of doing, how good he is, how technically good he is, the arsenal of punches that he's got, he's outstanding as a boxer. Stand alone, without doubt, he will not face a better boxer than him.
Is Usyk capable of knocking Anthony Joshua out?
He's capable of tiring him out. Knocking him out, yeah, of course. You hit someone on the chin, 2.5 pound of square pressure on the right button, point to your chin, you go down. That's not my point, that's science, that's just science, that's a fact. 2.5 pound of pressure hits you on the right spot of the chin, you hit the floor. You have no say, you just go down. Whether you get up or not determines how fit, it's your fitness levels that get you up. It's how fit and strong you are, that's how if your legs are strong underneath you. So, it's a hard fight, it's not an easy fight. Everyone's going on about it's a cruiserweight versus a heavyweight. It's the greatest cruiserweight that's ever put a pair of gloves on. It's not just any cruiserweight. The boy's a big boy, he's a naturally sized heavyweight. He's just that, he's not of the modern ilk super generation heavyweights. So, it's a hard fight, mate. It's a really hard fight. It's one I think he will come through, because I think his size and how he imposes himself on him will play a big factor in the fight. I just think he will catch up with him. And I wouldn't wish defeat on Alexander Usyk as well. I've got nothing but love for him. An amazing fighter. The best ever faced. Brilliant. I would literally be cheering him on against anyone else. It's just that I've known AJ a long time. I've known AJ since he was on GB Squad when I was up there sparring Frocci. I remember the first time I met him, mate. So, brilliant fighter in his own right.
What would your single piece of advice be to AJ, considering that you've shared the ring with Alexander Usyk? What would the one bit of advice you'd give to AJ if you were speaking to him?
Do not let him breathe. Do not let him relax. Don't let him set the tempo. He knows what he's got to do. He knows. He will now know better than anyone, because he's been in there. He's faced various fighters. As I said before, he's never faced anyone like this, but he's faced, difficulty. He's faced guys who have beat him. He's faced guys who have hurt him. He's now experienced everything boxing can throw at him. He's been on the floor. He's been stopped. He's got tired. He's been dropped. All these things he's experienced in such a short space of time. And he hasn't just experienced them against anyone. He's experienced them all against world-class fighters each time. Look at his resume. He's got the best heavyweight resume in the heavyweight division. I don't care who you want to bring up, Tyson, Deontay. He's got the best resume by a mile. He beats champions. He beats Olympic champions. He beats former world champions. He beats reigning world champions. He beats former unified champions. It's insane how quick his rise is. And the mad thing is, he's only getting better. If I was a heavyweight, I would literally be trying to get AJ in the ring now, because he's only getting better. And with the athletic ability that he has, he's only going to get better. As I say, the best athlete the heavyweight division's seen in 2 decades. Potentially the best athlete the heavyweight division's ever seen, as an athlete alone, a standalone athlete. If you probably put him on the running track, he'd probably run the 100 metres in something stupid. He probably lifts whatever. He can probably jump how far and how high. Unbelievably gifted athlete, and that's down to the work he puts in the gym. That's not given to him. That wasn't given to him. It's down to the work ethic that he has. As I say, I can speak so highly of him. What he's done for this fighters in this country, me included, because I was here before he come, and I was here when he rose to the very top, and I understood what I was earning then and what I was earning at the end. Fighters, I've got an awful lot to be grateful for Anthony Joshua, and they don't. They slag him and they say, "Oh, why's Bellew saying that?" I'm just telling it how it is.
Okay, well, Mr. Tony Bellew, thank you very much for 9.5 minutes of your time today.
9.5 minutes, mate. It's a lot longer than that. Don't even know how long, because I can't remember that. I'm that tired. I can't remember the time it was when I first looked at my watch.
It was just under 10 minutes ago.
You're a bad liar, mate. I know you're a liar, so you're not a good one.
I'm off to Belfast today, or in the morning, so I'm going to watch Michael Conlan. So I needed to get you now.
He's a brilliant fighter. Someone really, really good fighter. I like Conlan. He's someone who's going to go a long way. So keep your eyes peeled for him. Who's he got on Saturday?
TJ Dehenny, former world champion. Well, he's from Australia. Irish.
Because it's on where it's on and with who it's with, I just don't get the chance to pay much attention. I'm working all the time, but he is someone who I follow and he is someone who I like to watch fight. How far away is he from a mandatory position?
Well, he's fighting, I believe, for the interim version of what Lee Wood won on the weekend.
Lee Woods was the interim version, wasn't it?
Lee Woods was the regular title.
Okay, so Lee Woods was the regular, which is ridiculous because, in my opinion, Lee Woods a full world champion. Leo Santa Cruz hasn't fought in that division for 2 years, hasn't defended the belt in, is it 3 years? So it's insane what's going on. But Lee Wood's the world champion in the division, so what I'm assuming is Colin's going to fight for the interim title.
I believe so. That's what I'm led to believe.
See, the things what you're getting told don't usually add up to actually what happens. Okay, I understand how that goes.
All right, mate.
I'm just saying, but...
just relaying some information that I've heard.
Over here, what titles are on the line or what's at stake, that's it, it's done, it's fact. But what you're telling me is someone's telling you it could be this, it could be that, but it's not fact yet, is it? But we announce ours weeks before, and we know what it is, and we know where it's going to be and what it's going to be. So yeah, that's because just do things properly over there.
Over here, what are you talking about? Bellew Promotions.
It's not Bellew Promotions, mate. It's Matchroom. It's Matchroom.
Tony, thank you very much for, I'll tell you, 27 minutes of your time. Sorry.
For now, it's 3 times more. You absolute arsehole.
I'm going to let you go to bed now.
I'm going to look stupid now as well because I look like I'm half a kip. People are going to probably think I've been taking relaxers. I'll be getting messages and get Bellew and some help. He's on some kind of drugs that are making him tired. He seems so laid back. Yeah, it'll be something like that, But I don't really get to look at it much these days, so...
I'm sure it won't.
I'm trying to disappear, Cougs. Just going to disappear, Cougs.
Just go. I will say one thing though. You did change your number for like a good 6-7 months. You didn't. I never had your number for that long. So you did say you were going to change your number, and you did do that.
No one had it for 12 months. Yeah. So But listen, I've just got to get home safe to my wife and kids, haven't I? So, and they're far away at this time of night. So, get home safe. I'm just going to disappear, Cougs.
On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Tony Bellew, and we'll catch up with you over the weekend.